My dear students, already here we had to discuss about this point in the previous video. Nothing but we got the previous expression as already we have all the derivations, and finally here we got the expression Rx is equal to R1 R3 by R2. So from that, equation 3 is the usual Weiston's balance equation, and it indicates that the effect of the resistance or the connecting leads from point A to point C has been eliminated by connecting the galvanometer to an intermediate position B. Already we have to discuss about this point in the previous video. Now here the above principle forms the basis for construction of Kelvin's double bridge, popularly known as Kelvin's bridge. It is a double bridge because it incorporates a second set of ratio arms. Here there are second set of ratio arms, and the particular set are shown in the figure 2, and the figure 2 shows the schematic diagram of Kelvin's double bridge. So here see, observe that figure. This is the Kelvin's double bridge. So already we have to see this. So here are the point. So previously we have the point A and point C are this one, and whereas here we have considered the center of this galvanometer considered to point B, whereas here we have to modify that one. So now here at this point A, from this point A to the galvanometer, we connect some resistance as B, and the corresponding node of galvanometer is indicated as C. In between the galvanometer node C to the corresponding R3 resistor, we indicate this point as M. In between point M and C, in between point M and C, we connect a resistance B, and in between point C and point N, which is the at unknown resistance Rx. Here the point N is at the unknown resistance Rx. In between N and C, we connect a resistance A, small a. In between M and C, we indicate the resistance as small b, and in between N and C, we indicate the resistance as small a, and this will form the second set of the resistance. Second set of resistance at the galvanometer. So as a result of this second set, we call this as double bridge. So the R3 and Rx will form one set, and the small resistors B and A will form second set. So as a result of two set of arms, we call this as double bridge, and the circuit arrangement is known as the Kelvin's double bridge. The second set of arms A and B connects the galvanometer to point C at the appropriate potential between M and N. Here we consider the points as M and N. From this point M to C, we connect the resistor small b, and from this point N to C, we connect the resistor small a, and that is nothing but from M to N the resistance is considered as Ry. The ratio of the resistance of arms small a and small b is the same as the ratio of resistor R1 and resistor R2. The resistance of arms of A and B ratio is same as the ratio of R1 and R2. The galvanometer indicator is 0 when the potential set K and C are equal. The potential at K and C are equal. Nothing but here the K is nothing but the other end of the galvanometer, and whereas here the point C is from the set of the second set of arm resistances. So here whenever the potential of K and C are equal, then the bridge is balanced. Now from that we got that ELK is equal to ELMC. ELK is equal to ELMC. But here we got that ELK is equal to, so by taking the voltage divider expression, ELK is equal to R2 by R1 plus R2 multiplied with E, where here already have the indication of the nodes. So here L is from the EMF source L, and the other end of the EMF source is O. So one end of the EMF source is L and other end of EMF source is the O. And whereas here for the galvanometer we got the nodes as K and C. So as a result here whenever we consider the particular arm voltages, one is the ELK, another one is the next the other arm. So E suffix L M C. So as a result here we got the one node voltage at this one is the ELK, whereas at this terminal we have the potential as ELMC. So as a result the galvanometer to be balanced. Here the potential at R2 is the ELK, whereas the potential at this R3 and the resistor small rb, this potential is considered as ELMC. So now we got the expression as ELK is equal to ELMC. But here the ELK is equal to R2 by R1 plus R2 into E by taking the voltage divider rule, and we consider this as expression 4. And whereas we can obtain this E expression as E equal to I multiplied with, where I is the current, I into R3 plus Rx plus A plus B into Ry divided by A plus B plus Ry. You now take the expressions from the circuit diagram. By taking the circuit diagram you can better understanding. So observe this. How can we obtain this one? So here E, nothing but whenever we consider the flow of current through this EMF source. So now whenever we want to get this EMF expression, so how can we get this current expression? So see here what we can say that, so I is equal to R3. So now consider this terminal. Here what are these I multiplied with R3, resistor R3, and here resistor Rx. Now here whereas here what we have A and B. So here we have to apply the what we have applied. Here this A and B are in parallel to the Ry. So as a result here we consider A plus B, and this A plus B is parallel with the Ry. Here this resistor, nothing but here we have to make this terminal to be open, and here we have got the R3 which is in series with B, nothing but the R3, and this will form the parallel combination A plus B and Ry, and this is Rx. So finally we got that R3 plus, here this parallel combination will provide, what is the parallel combination? A plus B into Ry divided by A plus B plus Ry plus Rx. So and the current is the I. So finally we got that E is equal to, see here I into R3 terminal. So L నుంచి తీసుకుంటే from L we got the resistance as R3 plus next from other terminal O resistance is the Rx, and finally the parallel combination of A plus B with Ry will give A plus B into Ry divided by A plus B plus Ry. Okay, this is the E expression. Now substituting this E in equation 4, we got this expression. By substituting this E, finally we got this expression and we indicate this as equation 5. And similarly, whenever we consider the ELMNC expression, so for this we got the expression as I into R3 plus B divided by A plus B, because here for ELMNC we have the B into the consideration. So R3 plus B by A plus B multiplied with the parallel combination of A plus B with Ry will provide A plus B Ry divided by A plus B plus Ry. You have to make the derivation with respect to circuit diagram. Take that circuit diagram into consideration, then from that circuit you have to derive this one. Then you can clearly understand this one. So now indicate this one as equation 6. But here we consider already that we have to make the expression as ELK is equal to ELMC. Now substitute the expressions 5 and 6 in this one. Now finally we got these expressions. So IR2 divided by R1 plus R2 into R3 plus Rx plus A plus B Ry divided by A plus B plus Ry equal to I into R3 plus B by A plus B multiplied with A plus B into Ry divided by A plus B plus Ry. Now we have to make the simplification of this one. I and I are cancelled, and by taking this finally we got the terms as like this, and you have to move this R2 by R1 plus R2 other side, and by making this one we got this expression. You have to cancel this item and this item and move this R2 by R1 to this other side, then we got this expression. Now from this you have to make the, so now take the R2. So here you have to take the R2 term, and by taking this R2 now divide with R2, so we got that R1 by R2 plus 1. Okay, you have to understand that. Here we have the expression as R1 plus R2 by R2. So now divide this denominator to each term. So here first term R1 by R2 plus R2 by R2. R2 by R2 will become R1. So as a result we got this term. Okay. Next. So now here see that. So here Rx plus A plus B Ry by A plus B Ry plus R3. Okay, and next here in this term see that now here expand this one. So now we have this term, we expand these terms to this one. So R1 plus R2 is multiplied with R3 will give R1 R3 by R2. Okay, next plus 1, this 1 will be multiplied with R3, then we got the R3. Next expand this R1 R2 this term. Now we got this as B into R1 Ry divided by R2 into A plus B Ry. But whenever we have to multiply this R1 R2 with this term, we got this term B R1 Ry by R2 A plus B plus Ry. Next we have to multiply this one with this one, then we got that B Ry divided by A plus B plus Ry. Next you have to adjust the terms, and you have to move the Rx term to one side, and finally R terms will be moved to other side. Finally we got that R1 R3 divided by R2 plus B R1 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 Ry divided by R2 into A plus B plus Ry plus B Ry divided by A plus B plus Ry plus minus A plus B into Ry divided by A plus B plus Ry. So here you have to make this simplification. So now here we have to make the you have to take the LCM of these two terms. You have to take the LCM of these two. Then you got the, by taking this LCM we got that BRY minus ARY minus BRY. Okay. Then this BRY and BRY are cancelled. This is the positive term and this is the negative term. So these two are cancelled. So finally by making this we got that. So R1 R3 by R2 plus BR1 by R2 A plus B RY. These two are remaining same, whereas here this term will become, so here we remaining with the minus ARY by A plus B RY. So here in the place of positive sign we got the negative, so minus ARY by A plus B plus RY. Now again here you have to take the LCM of these two. You have to take the LCM of these two. Now we got that R1 R2 divided by R2 plus, so by taking this LCM finally what we get that, so by taking this LCM, so here we take the LCM of A plus B RY. Now in this term we remain with the RY and in the denominator R1 by R2. So here this will be remain with R1 by R2. Now whereas here in this term the term remain is nothing but here there is the BRY by A plus B RY and ARY by A plus B RY. So now it will be remain with minus A, and here we have to take the BRY as the common. So this BRY will be moved to the denominator for A term. Here we have only A, whereas we take the common term as B. So this B is moved to denominator for A. So as a result we got this term as A by B. Okay, we got the term as A by B. So now already we know that R1 by R2 equal to A by B. Okay, from this, so now substitute this R1 by R2 as A by B. Now this A by B minus A by B cancel each other, and finally we got that Rx is equal to R1 R3 by R2. We got that Rx is equal to R1 R3 by R2. So this is the usual expression of Kelvin's bridge. This is the usual expression for Kelvin's bridge. Already we got this same expression in the equation 3. Whereas here we can obtain the same expression also by making the division of another set of resistors for the Kelvin's bridge, Kelvin double bridge. Again for the Kelvin double bridge also we got the unknown resistance as Rx equal to R1 R3 by R2. So now it indicates that the resistance of the connecting leads Ry has no effect on the measurement. So it will indicate that the resistance of the connecting leads Ry has no effect on the measurement, provided that the ratios of resistance of two sets of ratio arms are equal. So provided that the ratio of resistance of two sets of ratio arms are equal, nothing but R1 by R2 equal to A by B. By using this relation there is no impact of contacting leads or having no effect on the measurement of unknown resistance. Okay, so in a typical Kelvin's bridge the range of a resistance covered is from 1 to 0.00001 ohm, nothing but 10 micro ohms, from the range of 1 to 10 micro ohms. Here we have the 0.401 ohm. Fatima, this can be replaced by 10 micro ohms. So we have to indicate that one. So a typical Kelvin bridge can be capable of measuring of resistance covered under the value of from 1 to 10 micro ohm with a accuracy of plus or minus 0.05% to plus or minus 0.2%. So it can be capable of measuring an accuracy of plus or minus 0.05% to plus or minus 0.2%. Okay, this is about the Kelvin's double bridge. Now we have to solve the problem related to this one. So now consider this problem. If in figure the ratio of RA to RB is 1000 ohm, R1 is 5 ohm and R1 equal to 0.5 R2. What is the value of Rx? This is the problem. Now the corresponding Kelvin's bridge diagram is shown here. So nothing but here we have to consider this figure, whereas here this is the unknown Rx and this is the resistance, whereas in place of R3 here we consider as R2. There is no problem. Whichever resistance can be considered. Okay. Now here we consider the in between this R2 resistance to Rx. We consider this unknown resistance to this R2. We indicate the contact lead resistance as RK. It may be indicated by any value. Previously indicated with the RV, whereas here indicated with the RK. Whereas here in place of the small a and small b, we indicate with capital RA and capital RB. So now there is no problem. Capital R suffix small a, capital R suffix small b. Okay. And now here, so now we have to make the solution for this. So here the resistance Rx can be calculated as follows. So already we have the relation as Rx by R2 equal to RB by RA. That means here consider Rx by R2 equal to RB by RA. Therefore here we got that Rx by R2 equal to RB by RA. Already we have the ratio of RA to RB. That is about 1000. So here RB by RA. So we have the reciprocal. So 1 by 1000. 1 by 1000. Okay. So now from this we got that since R1 equal to 0.2 R2. Already R1 is given as 5 ohms. So now we got that R2 equal to 5 by 0.5. Now we got that as 10 ohms. Now therefore we have to substitute this R2 value in this expression. So you have to substitute this expression in this one. So we got that Rx by 10 equal to 1 by 1000. So we got that 10 into 1 by 1000 equal to 1 by 100, which is equal to 0.01 ohm. Now finally we got that Rx equal to, so move the 10 to the other side. So 0.01 ohm into 10, it will give 0.1 ohm. So this is the answer for the Kelvin's bridge problem, double bridge problem. Okay, we have to stop here in this video.